Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.
What's up, Cowboys Nation?
What is up? Welcome to another edition of Cowboys Cave. I'm a little flustered. I got 15 things going on, so I apologize. But hey, we're going to get things rolling. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, share. Had a great weekend. Had a lot of fun talking some Cowboys on Sunday. But now we're going to mix it up with a lot of different stuff. So we're going to get this thing rolling. But first, Jimmy D, how you doing today, my brother?
Oh, man, all good. Good weekend. Actually, low-key weekend for Jimmy D. Kept it pretty sober, if you will. And yesterday I was out in the yard doing some yard work and, pretty low-key.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get into, but I wanted, before we get into basketball and stuff, I'm just putting a little message out to the people, letting them know that we are live and we are getting this thing rolling. What is up, Doug? But
Doug.
I gotta give props. I gotta give props to Ultra. And this was kind of in the works, but so I'm going to be going on a podcast, going to be talking to some people, and Cowboys Cave and all of us. We're nationwide, not even nationwide. We're worldwide now. Been to Canada, been on the Cowboys Can Fan, doing that stuff. So got invited to go on a show. And so I said, oh, absolutely. I know Paul and Mike just through social media. And so I always like to do the research, make sure I get the content of what they want to do. So I went on there and I was scrolling through the show, watching the end of it. And then this came up and I, brought a little tear to my eye.
But just to mention as well, Ultra Cowboy just mentioned this. Try and get Mike Tag on the show.
Yeah. I was speaking to Tag actually last week.
Yeah. Honestly, he just does the best intros.
Yeah, a lot of energy.
So much energy, so much hype. I freaking love Mike, man. Such a cool guy. Love to have him on the show. Love to.
I'll try.
So we're out, Jimmy D. This is what we do. We're going worldwide now.
Worldwide? What was that like? What was that? Ireland or what was
that?
That
is the UK. That is the UK Cowboys channel.
Okay.
So that was, there's some good guys. And Paul, I think, was on. I was on with the Cowboys camp, I'm pretty sure. And he was on before me doing some draft stuff. That was when I had all my power issues. But no, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna be a busy man. I'm gonna go on there Thursday. And then of course we have our own show Thursday. And Ultra's not so bad. He hates Tolbert. Tolbert's gonna win him over. But it's gonna be interesting. But it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And we've got obviously our show today is gonna be good. We got a special Wednesday. Ian Beckles. He's a Buccaneer, but more importantly, he's a Philadelphia Eagle. I got a Philadelphia Eagle coming into the cave. We'll be talking some Cowboys-Eagles rivalry. Also, some other stuff. I don't know if you remember. I think you were gone, but he when he came on, but he was on WDAE Sports Animal with Ron Diaz, and then Steve Dumeg, and all those guys. So he was on that channel, and we had a lot of good times. So I'm looking forward to it.
No, it's pretty cool. That's old school, man. We used to terrorize them stations. That was back in the day. That's awesome, though, man. It's good stuff. And you know what? Just to touch base on one thing. You're talking about Philadelphia. I did want to bring up one thing. Then I got to talk about some Ultra Cowboy. So we were laughing at Toronto last week losing. They wanted Florida. And Toronto, for people who don't know, in Canada, Toronto is like the Philadelphia of the United States, where people can't stand the fans. They're all about themselves. Well, their minor league hockey team is in the same city, which is rare. It's like their AAA team.
Really?
Right. Yeah. So, and it's not often you have that, but the Toronto Marlies are their minor league, their AAA team, their AHL team. Well, their asses got booted out of the playoffs this past week too. So I love it, Toronto. You guys got smoked twice, and I'm laughing. Now, Ultra, just to show you guys, we always say that we don't. I mean, Mike and I sign on 5 minutes ahead of this. We don't rehearse. We don't talk about things. So now, Ultra, I'm going to kiss your ass just a little bit more right now. Okay. I'm going to lead in by saying this. The Yankees, we sat here 2 weeks ago. We're out 11 games, right? Now we're 5.5 back. We're 8-2 in our last 10. Severino pitched a gem coming back. I'm happy. To your point, Aaron Hicks, that was long overdue. But you're talking about Ultra's always talking about Steinbrenner, and we haven't, won anything since George. Hal Steinbrenner comes out last week on local radio and says that if the Yankees don't make the World Series, that doesn't mean the season's a failure.
What?
Now, Ultra, can you imagine, or anybody, can you imagine George Steinbrenner coming out and saying, if the Yankees don't make the World Series, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not, it's not a bad season. We don't make it. I mean, what the hell is this guy talking about? That makes me fearful, even ownership. Never mind Aaron Boone. So, Ultra, I'm giving you props on everything you've been talking about the front office.
Well, and that would not be tolerated. And Jerry Jones ever said that, I might personally get in the Learjet, slap him around a little bit, because it's championship or bust on any team. I don't care if you're a fan of the Browns. I mean, if you're a fan, you settle for nothing less than a championship. If you're the owner of the team, you better damn well settle, and nothing less than a championship. And that's what you should be striving for. So that's that's definitely different mentality than what Steinbrenner would bring. He would not be having it. But let's talk about something that's a little bit more nice, a little bit more fun. And that is the absolute beatdown. I mean, an embarrassing beatdown that the Miami Heat gave the Boston Celtics. Now it's 3-0, but I mean, that was embarrassing. And my man Mark, he's been talking a little bit. I've been trying to tell him, talk him off the ledge, and he was blaming the refs, and he's doing this and doing that. I said, the team stinks. I told you Miami was gonna, the Celtics were nothing but like a club fighter. They didn't play nobody. Now they go up against Jimmy Butler, who is Tom Brady of basketball when it comes to playoff time. And man, they are just absolutely embarrassing them. And I almost felt bad. I wanted the Heat put the backups in, and they still blew them out by 30.
Well, in game 2, the Celtics were up pretty big. And what is Grant Williams thinking? You're up by a lot. You get all up in Jimmy Butler's face, starting trouble, getting all up in his grill. And all of a sudden, what? A 24-9 run. Miami takes the lead. That was stupid. Why would you egg him on like that? I mean, the guy, like you said, he's been taken over.
No. So I just, you kind of maybe expected, and we'll get into the other game, that to happen. But I think everyone, and just real quick, Doug was asked about the channel. It's UK Cowboys. I want to say it's UK Cowboys Live or TV. But if you just look up UK Cowboys on YouTube, you'll see it. But I'll be sure to give you guys a heads up, because I'm going to be doing double duty on that day. I'm not sure if they do live or if they do pre-recorded, but I'll figure it all out and definitely let you guys know. But the Heat, let's say, wait, whoa, what is it? The Heat won't be heating no Nuggets in the finals. Well, they said the same thing. They said the same thing about the Celtics. Celtics were going to roll us, and that's the way it goes. And I appreciate the support, but the Heat just have absolutely embarrassed them. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's make no mistake about it. It's not going to be easy, but I think, don't count the Heat out. Don't count the Heat out.
No, I mean, look, the Heat are playing with a lot of heart, and they're playing gritty. They're playing just like they did against the Knicks. And if you look at the Celtics, I mean, Tatum and Brown, they are, first of all, they're not playing well. They're not shooting well from the field, and they remind me of the way we looked in the last round. We looked defeated. Mm-hmm. They look like they're ready to go and play some golf.
No, they wanted no part of it. I mean, and then Jimmy Butler did the timeout, like he just like, everything is going their way, and I just put them away early, get this thing over with. Well, we got the Celtics and Nuggets. I think that's running through tonight. So the big question on this one is, does this change any legacy if he gets swept? Does this change LeBron's legacy? Now, the Lakers they were the 7th seed. I don't think anyone really predicted them to get to the championship, conference finals. So is this, to use your new owner's lingo, is this not a bad season for them, or is it not? What's your thoughts?
Well, no. First of all, let's talk about LeBron James, because I'm laughing. First of all, him trying to hot dog it with a dunk on a wide open, loses the ball, looks like an idiot. Then he has that ridiculous flop with Jokic the other night, and I mean they got the call, but it looked ridiculous. Then him and AD in the press conference wearing matching suits, like it's that movie Twins with Schwarzenegger and DeVito. I'm like, first of all, he's making an ass of himself, and Jokic is making an ass out of the Lakers. It's like I said last week. I said that guy's a big man who can play all over the court, and he's averaging a triple double in the playoffs. Jokic.
I know. That's what I say is I don't know. I mean, the Heat. You know basketball more than me. Does Heat have a Bam can't handle him? Could he? I mean,
well, Bam's been pretty good at knocking guys around and hurting a few guys in this postseason.
Yeah.
So I mean, it depends on how aggressively he plays. I mean, look, I'm not going to say it was intentional. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I mean, he's thrown some elbows around and had a few foot stomps, so he could be the man to put on.
He's been known to swing a little metal himself. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy?
So to your point, I mean, it looks like right now it's going to be obviously the Heat and the Nuggets. And I don't know, man. The thing is, as great as Jokic is, the Heat are just playing again with heart and intensity. I mean, Butler didn't even have a good game last night, and they won.
Well,
right?
and the thing is, he didn't need to. I mean, it was over before it happened. The game it was never even close. And
No.
I just think sometimes you get against a hot team, and I usually say this is the best team when you have a best of 7, and usually the better team wins because you're a 7-game stretch and this and that, but. Maybe the Celtics to man for man are I'm guessing are a better team than Miami. They record shows it and everything, but I think there's just something to be said with the heart and just the grittiness that the Heat have. These undrafted, players and just playing into the system, and it's almost reminds you of that old college. When you get those college teams together and you get these guys that they're not all 5 stars and they're not all highly recruited. You got a couple in there, but you got guys who will play their role, that are unselfish and just play hard basketball and team mentality. And that's what you really see with the Heat. And that goes with Spoelstra and obviously, Riley, leading, we love Riley, but leading the charge. But it's been a fun, I tell you, and again, I'm not a huge basketball guy, but when it comes to playoff times, I'll watch it. It has been a fun playoff series. I mean, all the games. I mean, it's been a fun playoff series.
No, I've been enjoying all the NBA playoffs except for the Knicks games. Most of those have sucked. I didn't care much for those, but no, man. But again, you know what the NBA wanted. They wanted.
Oh, this is
Boston, LA
scenario. Yeah,
right. This is. But you know what though? You know what, Ultra? We're on the same page on that one, man. I'm laughing. I've been laughing at him nonstop with the shenanigans and all the nonsense in the playoffs and them losing. Hopefully they get swept. That wouldn't suck. But think about it, man. Not only is the NBA highly unlikely not going to have Boston and LA, they might have sweeps on both conference finals. So that means they're losing the revenue on the games and all that stuff. So the absolute worst case scenario for the NBA right now, which, hey, I hope it's Miami and Denver. I'm cool with that.
Would it be because the schedule, obviously it must be pre-planned, so they wouldn't start if both of them sweep, they wouldn't start the series any sooner, the finals. It's still going to start when it would start.
Well, no, but
it's 7. You know what I mean?
But it depends on availability of the arenas also.
I always thought it's already scheduled out to where, if both of them sweep, but they're still not starting for a week, so they're going to both be kind of just chilling and resting, I guess.
Hey, I can be wrong. If somebody wants to check us on that, I always thought it was, you give 3 days and you check the availability of the arenas. I'm not sure. So, and then, on the other side in the NHL right now, you got Dallas down 2-0.
I know.
Right? Dallas had that game yesterday. They blew the lead with 2 minutes left, lost in overtime. They could have stole home ice from Vegas. And then the Panthers, again, they're just running roughshod, man. in my opinion, they're going to be your Stanley Cup champions, the Panthers.
Now, with the Panthers, that helped me because one of the guys I work with was a Carolina Hurricanes fan, and the game went in 4 overtimes.
Bro, I stayed up because you know how it is. Once you get
like
invested,
2 in the morning or something.
Oh God, a work night, and you get invested. Okay, it'll be over in a half hour.
Yeah.
All right, now it's midnight. Now, this game will be over by 1. Now it's 1:30. I'm like, son of a bitch, man. And Kachuk scored with 15 seconds left in the 4th overtime.
Wow.
Now I'm going to say something. Well, first of all, Kachuk had both walk-offs, both, game-winning goals in overtime where he did the Bo Jackson ran out, right? Which is pretty cool. But I'm going to say something, and some of you guys might not even know where I'm coming from. Maybe you're not a hockey fan. Whoever's not a basketball fan might not get this. But if I was to pick somebody right now out of both leagues who is completely taken over and who is the MVP, let's say, of hockey and basketball right now, Jokic, obviously, he's averaging a triple-double. Butler's Butler. I mean, he's averaging, I think, 23 points, 7 rebounds, maybe 5 assists, something like that. Right now, Matt Kachuk on the Panthers is the best player going today.
Now, what does he play?
He's a winger. He has 14 games.
Yeah.
The man has 18 points. He has 7 goals, 11 assists, 3 walk-offs in the playoffs, right?
Wow.
3 overtime goals, and like I said, pulling the Bo Jackson. Yeah. He's taken over games, and in more ways than one, physically, all over the ice. So, my top 3 right now, Kachuk, Jokic, and Butler. And Kachuk, he's taking the honors right now, man.
Yeah.
He's playing lights out.
No, and hockey's exciting too. And I've watched some hockey, but it's kind of hit or miss sometimes. But hockey's exciting too. I mean, anything playoff, man. I can watch anything playoffs. I love it all. But more important, what I love is when you guys like, subscribe, share, show some love to your boys. We got a great show on Wednesday for some latecomers I see jumping on. We've got Ian Beckles, former Buck, but more importantly, former Eagle coming into the cave. We're going to be mixing it up. We're going to have a good time there. And also, of course, our Thursday Cowboys show. So we've got a lot of things happening. Your boy's going to be on a UK Cowboys podcast as well. So I'm going worldwide. We're getting this thing going. It's been a good ride. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share. Go ahead, Jimmy.
So
that was a commercial. We got to do a commercial every now and then.
That's right. No, it's fine. Absolutely, man. Hey, look, when you grow worldwide and you're a big shot like Mike Tag, you got to make sure you advertise. I think that's pretty cool, though. That you're going on there. And I heard about this last week, Ultra. I don't like it. I'd give up Fournier, but I don't want to give up Quickly and Grimes. Nowadays in the NBA, you're not going to build teams. You're building teams through the draft, and if you can get a really good free agent, I don't want that trade. I'd say no way. I don't want it. Wow. They can keep it.
Well, more importantly, what do we want to do? Do we mix in some football now, or do we do Uncle Cheech and then finish up with some football? Because I know Uncle Cheech, he's traveling. He's back home, but I guess he was at some fight. I didn't really follow it, but I think it's I had to write it down. Nakatani and Maloney. I guess he was at that fight. Did you watch any of that? I
saw something about it on Twitter. But
okay,
I'm sure,
I'm guilty of it. You guys saw your boy went fishing, caught a nice fish. I was sleeping on Saturday for driving so much. But yeah, do we bring Uncle Cheech in and see what Uncle Cheech is up to, or what?
At least you weren't doing fishing like Fredo, saying the Hail Marys out on the boat. You're good to go. No, I want to talk to Uncle Cheech. He's my favorite part of the show.
We got to get Uncle Cheech in it because he's been riled up, and we need to figure out what's going on. Uncle Cheech, what is the good word? Move this stuff around a little bit. What's happening?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good evening, Uncle Cheech. How's it going?
Good. Well, I went to Las Vegas for the Haney Luca Mocho, whatever the hell the guy's name is.
Yeah, now I got a clip of it. Do you want me to play a clip now? Because you told me about it. I was like, well, I got to do my research.
Well, that was a prelim.
Okay.
And that Nagataki and
yes.
That's a prelim. Now I've been following boxing for over 50 years.
Yeah.
Now this is a 115-pound man. I never seen anybody get knocked stiff like this guy did.
Oh, I watched it.
Roll the clip.
Roll the clip. All right, we got to make some adjustments. I want to make sure we get it right. So we're gonna move things around a little bit. Let's see if we get this thing right. We're gonna see. This is your make me work, Uncle Cheech. So let's see here. Here we go.
Oh! A straight left hand! Floors Maloney!
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come here. You good?
Oh! Oh my! That was devastating! He is laid out!
That was the end of that one.
I thought he killed him. There was 30 seconds left in the fight.
Holy shit!
You
The
know what?
corner was thinking about stopping it from what I saw, but I thought he killed him. I never seen a guy that small hit so hard.
Oh my
How long
God!
years I've been watching box.
You know what it reminded me of? Remember Friday with Chris? You just got knocked out.
So where was that fight? Where were you traveling to?
Oh, I was in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
And
Okay.
Jim Grant. But anyway, the Haney fight, you wouldn't believe all the people complain. What the hell's the guy's name? Loma Kincho or whatever. He won the fight, this and that. Let me tell you people, you don't know how to score a fight.
Uncle Cheech Ultra said Lomo won the fight.
The Ultra Cowboys crazy. I was in the 7th row, ringside. I was with Joe Pavino, Angelo Palmieri.
Was the icon Ben Bass there or no?
No, he wasn't there.
Okay.
But anyhow, let me tell you something. It's a 12-round fight. People got to realize each round is scored individually. Granted, Loma dominated the 10th and 11th round.
Yeah.
Dominated, but, however, he didn't knock him down. He didn't have him in serious trouble. So when you go to the score, it's a 10-9 round. 10-9, 10-9. Now, you still got 9 rounds left, or 10 rounds left, actually.
Yeah.
The other guy, what's his name?
Haney?
Haney, he landed a lot of body shots in the early rounds. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. A lot of body shots. A lot of people don't look at that.
Yeah.
They look at the head shots, not the body shots, but they score points. And if you're a good judge, you're going to give him credit for that. So I think Haney won the fight.
Now, just to be
I don't
fair,
care what people say.
Nothing wrong with doing some body shots.
just to be fair, to make sure we always want to be fair and balanced on here. I know shenanigans. Did you have a bet on the fight? Because there's accusations that you bet on Haney, and that's why you're so pissed off.
If I bet on Haney, I'd be happy, right?
No, Haney lost.
No, Haney won.
Oh, he said, oh, I got you. All right, I thought Loma won the fight. Okay, so Haney won the fight because of the body shots.
These people are saying he was robbed. This and that.
I got you. I didn't see the fight. So they were saying Loma got robbed.
But they don't.
I
The
got
fight doesn't go by 2 rounds. It's 12 rounds.
I got you.
You got to count the early rounds just the same.
So you're giving the judges credit. I thought you were criticizing the judges. You were giving the judges credit.
No.
Okay.
He's saying people have. Uncle Cheech is saying people have short memories. They don't want to remember that
the
first, second,
people
third
on
round.
Twitter and social media were pissed off.
Boxing's my forte, but you get people on social media, they're just looking at the headshots, this and that. Not seeing the body work the man did. I was there. I saw the whole thing.
He was a tactical technician.
I watched boxing 52 years before these guys were even born. Let me tell you something. He won the fight. It was close. Granted that. It was close. And he might have been able to pull it out if he put a little more into it in the final round.
Yeah.
He could have ended up getting at least a draw or maybe a split decision. But he didn't. The other guy was younger, faster, bigger. He's got a lot of big fights ahead of him. He said he's having a hard time going to make weight next time. He's not ducking anybody.
No,
He's the only undisputed champion out there. He has all 4 belts.
But who's the guy that they want him to fight? Is there a guy they wanted to fight? I thought I
you got
saw
Tank Davis.
Was Tank Davis? Was he the one who Tank Davis said he's big and he's tall, but he's clumsy? I know I could beat him.
Tank, I'll tell you what. Tank could if he could get to him, but Tank's a slow starter. He don't get going till maybe 4 rounds. If he gets caught in between there, you don't know what's going to happen. The other guy's a good fighter. Haney's a good fighter. I don't know why everybody's bitching. I really don't.
More importantly,
They don't know anything about boxing. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you know what though? Haney's manager said, "I don't care what he's ranked. He don't get no shot." And I mean that.
But the lightweight division right now, that's the division.
No.
I mean, all your good fighters, right? There's 3 or 4 guys out there that can contend, but this guy has all 4 belts.
Yeah. Well, more importantly, there's rumors about you playing Sam Rothstein in the casino remake?
I'm not going to discuss that right now.
Okay. All right.
My agents are working on it.
We got another question. The judges on they're on the Uncle Cheech payroll. Did you make a deal with them that they could not refuse?
Hey, look,
Where's the horse's heads missing from the Kentucky Derby? These are accusations. Is there anything you want to comment on?
I'm not going to comment on that. This guy, you don't know what he's talking about. Even though he's my favorite guy on here. But anyway, I was there. He probably watched it on TV.
Yeah. No, you saw it. You could hear the punches. When you're there, it's different.
Landed a lot of body shots early on.
Yeah.
Body shots, they count points. They might not be what they call glamour points, but they score points.
No, absolutely.
Haney looked like he was in a little trouble at the end there. He had that look on his, body English look on his face.
Did he have that look in his eyes?
It kind of thought he was getting kind of trouble, but it was kind of too late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was scared. Maybe if it went 3 more rounds like it used to be, 15 rounds.
They don't do the 15-round championship rounds, 15 rounds of boxing?
It used to be 15 rounds. He probably might have got him. But it's not. And I think they're being unfair to Haney.
Yeah.
Myself,
do you think there'll be a rematch, or you don't want no rematch?
He don't want no rematch. Ain't gonna be no rematch. He's got big money. He's got some other big fights lined up if he wants to.
Yeah.
Shakur, what's the other guy? Tank Davis. And there's another guy that fought the same night. I can't remember his name. He knocked the guy stiff in 2 rounds.
Damn.
I don't think the other guy even put away. Went the distance.
Well, what is that, Jimmy? Is there a comment there?
So Doug says, Uncle Cheech, what is your drink of choice while out in Vegas?
Coors Light.
Very nice.
All right.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if you watch that horse race Saturday. It's Preakness.
No, we did one more boxing question, then we're gonna move. We want to move.
Okay.
Ray Mancini, Mancini killing Kim ended the 15 rounds.
That's true.
All right.
Oh, I thought he killed him to death inside of 3 rounds.
True.
Yeah, I remember Boom Boom. I had his. I used to have his autographed picture.
Yeah, he was okay. I mean, I wouldn't put him in the top echelon. I mean, he went in there against Alexis Arguello, good fighter, and he gave Boom Boom a pretty good beat.
Yeah.
From what I know.
What about the Preakness? Did you win any money there? And then I want to talk to you a little bit about football. We might want to keep Uncle Cheech on and do a little football. So what's up with the Preakness?
Anyhow, Preakness, they had another death. I don't know if the horse had to be euthanized on the track.
Jeez.
Bob Batford horse broke down, had to be euthanized on the track. I've seen that happen before. But I'm telling you, I'm an animal lover. I hated to see that. And that's why I love Maria LeBay so much. Because she's like an animal, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, hey, this is a family show here. We got to be careful what we're talking about.
All right, what's
but more importantly, just let's see here. Let me jot this down because we've got to get. I wanted to bring you in with. We're going to change and grab that. We've got some football stuff. I wanted to get your opinion and Jimmy's opinion too. The NFL came out with a few things, and people in the chat definitely want your opinion too. Me being as a Cowboy fan that does not live in Dallas, I got to commute to these games. So this first one really irks me. And they have approved and agreed to flex the Thursday night football games. What do you guys think about that? Was that an FU to the fans?
It is. It's an FU to the fans because they want the game with the highest ratings, the best teams on. They're worried about that advertising dollar.
You know, it's all
FU
about
fans.
the money.
Absolutely.
All about the money.
What about the fans that are
They
about the
don't
airline
care about
tickets? You
you.
got the, huh?
They don't care about the fans. You guys got to realize that. They care about the dinero.
Yeah.
It's got all. They don't care about the fans.
But it's true. You know what? Better figure out all these people who are getting travel plans on Thursday nights and all these flex games. Better figure out the airlines change fees situation and what they charge it.
Oh, they're probably getting a kickback.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I would. And that's the thing is if typically on the Sunday games, I fly out on Saturday. So now you're talking about if they take your Sunday game to Thursday, people got to get off work. I usually can go on the games without taking any time off of work. I mean, I just think it's a big slap in the face to fans that are going to the stadium, and these tickets continue to rise. But it's my money. It's the way I want to spend my money for all these people, bitching about ticket price. I choose to allocate funds and create a budget to be able to do that. And I just think it's disrespectful to the fans that are at the stadium. I understand only a few percent of the fans go to the stadiums, but it's still for the Cowboys games. It's 100,000 people that make arrangements and do things around that team. And that's just, to me, it's just,
you want 100,000 people, but you got how many million watching on TV?
Oh, no, I get it. I get it. It's
sponsorship.
Yeah.
Bud Light commercials.
So we all know it. I just think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, here's the thing that people got to understand as a season ticket holder, and they don't care about it, but these owners better figure it out. Obviously we pay seat license and stuff in Dallas. So if you're on SeatGeek or StubHub or any of these now, if I sell my ticket, I don't get paid on that ticket till after the event. And these people can back out. They can back out, and basically I'm screwed, and then I'm scrambling trying to sell the tickets. So there's certain things that they better be careful of because you could be creating big problem. I understand the TV revenues and stuff, but going to an empty stadium isn't going to be a good thing either. But
I mean, look what they're doing anyway. Everything is now on streaming platforms and all these different networks, so they're forcing you unless you have
to sell out anyhow.
No, I get it. I mean, I get it. It's just it's costing people's money, and I understand it's 13 to 17 weeks. That's still 4 games, and like I said, the Eagle game is the one that I'm going to. I'm investing my money. I'm getting my tickets. So if they move that to a Thursday, you better believe your boy's going to be not happy, not happy at all. But we'll go on to the next topic. Next one. So the NFL approved, and this is the 49er rule. Third string emergency quarterback. So you saw what happened with the Niners in the playoffs. Their starting quarterback got hurt. Second string got hurt. They didn't have a third quarterback active, so they had to use the running back at quarterback. That obviously, I don't think if you got to get down to your third quarterback, I don't think it much matters. But so now they've approved that. I don't think it's a bad rule.
No. You know what? They in the NHL they have no in the NHL they have what's called an e-bug, emergency backup goalie. Same thing. It's a smart move. Why wouldn't you? Like you said, they're probably going to lose anyway, but you got to have somebody out there to throw the ball.
Yeah. No.
They had I think it was a running back, quarterback, and the Colts way back. Everybody got hurt. Unitas, Morrill, and I forgot who the hell the guy was. I'm talking way back.
Yeah.
Back in the old days.
No, and it happens. But again, just to jump back, and I agree, Sunday ticket, what you pay for the Sunday ticket, you should get every game. Every game. It don't matter, local, not, whatever happened, you should get every game. Ultra's going to the Rams game. That's a Cowboys home game. And it looks like Doug's going to that game too, so that'll be good. And then we got my man going to the Chargers and Cardinals. So I'm not going to see anybody at these games. It looks like I'm going to be hanging out by myself. Hopefully we got some Cowboy fans going to the Jets and going to the Panthers and going to the Giants and going to the Eagles and maybe going to the Lions. So those are the games that are on my list. Where are you going, Jim? Going to any of those?
No, I don't know. We'll have to see. That's a good question. It was fun going down to AT&T last year. That's a good time.
I saw on CBS Sports they got Atlanta winning their division.
See, we talked, Uncle Cheech. I appreciate that. We talked about this last week. I think we're going to be 9-8.
On ESPN today, I don't know if you watch it. He said Dallas ain't even going to make the playoffs.
Who said that?
I don't know the dude's name. He was on there.
What a moron. I want to know the name. I want to get his ass in here because I want to hear the reasoning behind that. You find out his name.
I agree with you.
Bring it to me.
There's only what 3-4 good teams in the NFC.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if Dallas don't make the playoffs, barring injury, let's just say catastrophic, God forbid, injuries. If they, I mean, that's a boy. Oh boy, you want to talk about blowing it up? That would be catastrophic for them.
The thing is, all the good teams are in the
AFC
East.
Yeah. Well,
that's probably his point.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I get it. But but no, you can get 3 teams in there. The Washington won't be there. Well, Doug will be at the Jets and Panthers, so at least I'll get to see. We get to see Doug. What else do we got? Let's run through some comments. Want to show some
Falcon?
support.
I don't blame you.
I'm not going to the game in Philly. I'm going to the game in Dallas. I wouldn't give a nickel to that dump.
Sewer.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Falcons. Oh, this is good. So Jimmy might be excited. Falcon tickets are free.
Now, you just shut your mouth. We're wise to you.
That's why I didn't go to Baltimore for the horse race. I had a chance to go. I didn't get any run for my life from the track back to my car.
All right, Chris Canty. Chris Canty, former Cowboy, said it. So I'm gonna be reaching out to Chris Canty because
somebody else heard it.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I told you.
We're gonna find out. Knicks tickets are free too.
Yeah, Clarence Beach, you can shut your mouth too.
Well, hey, this leads me, and I definitely want the chat's opinion on it. So NFL, it's slow, right? It's a slow football time.
Hey, he lost his Nike deal today, Ultra. I don't know if you saw that.
But it's a slow time in the NFL. So the NFL.com, they put together the top 10 most complete. Now, I mean, not necessarily the best teams, the most complete NFL teams. They're the top 10. So I'm going to run through the top 10 and just tell me if there's any surprises or anything that you think is way off. Number 1, Eagles. 2, the Chiefs. 3, the 49ers. 4, the Bengals. 5, the Cowboys. 6, the Bills. 7, the Ravens. Jets are number 8. Seahawks number 9. And the Chargers round out number 10. Any team that you're surprised where they're at or omitted from that list?
Eagles shouldn't be on top. They had the easiest cakewalk to the Super Bowl this year.
I'm not surprised with the Eagles. I'm gonna Jimmy. I'll say now you're looking at the most balanced. Whether it be your quarterback, receiving, like the most balanced, complete NFL team. I don't have an issue with the Eagles if you're just looking at the roster. Now, again, to your point, we'll see how it plays out. But looking at their roster, I don't have too much of an issue with the Eagles. Anyone else?
Ravens, I don't think.
Ravens, I'd say that surprised me.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Which one?
I'm not surprised about the Ravens at all.
No. What you're?
They got probably one of the best quarterbacks. Good defense. They play
the Ravens. I see the quarterback getting hurt real fast. He's gonna have his four game vacation again this year.
They didn't pay him all that money, so they come home with empty pockets.
Well, he quit on his team. The Ravens. I don't have a huge. So the ones that I was kind of surprised. I was surprised the 49ers at number 3 because call me crazy, man. I don't believe in their quarterback situation. I think Purdy, we're going to see. I think he was lightning in a bottle. And I'm not a believer in Trey Lance. I don't know what else they got. Maybe I'm missing something.
They're probably higher than they should be.
The most important position is quarterback.
Quarterback. Not you mentioned that yet. You're probably right.
No, I think I disagree with you on the Brock Purdy. I think he's the real deal.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. So we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Time will tell on that.
Well, I think he's going to have to go a whole season and see if he's the real deal. I mean, how many games did he play?
He played the game.
He did produce, but you got to go through the season getting hit, this and that. You know,
A little bit.
you have a bad game. How do you respond? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of from 3 games to playing what they play 15 games to 17 games, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Make it through the season.
No. I just don't see the 49ers. We'll see. I think their defense is out, but when you're talking complete team, just complete team, not the best team, complete team roster wise, the quarterback is a glaring weakness. But go ahead, Jimmy.
And no, to Doug's point, he thinks that Miami should be over the Jets. The thing is with Miami, quarterback injuries, you don't know what you're going to get. Is Tua going to play a whole season? I hope he does. I wish him the best, but I don't know.
I agree with you on that.
But I would take Miami's complete roster. Maybe the quarterback, they're not as strong, but look at the receivers they got. Look at they now got Ramsey and having him with who's the other cornerback good for them? I can't remember his damn name. Someone help me. But they got him. I mean, they got a pretty damn good cornerback duel. They got the defense. They got the speed, running back and this and that. So I was surprised that the Jets, maybe the Jets are 10 or something. I'm just surprised Miami wasn't on the top 10. I was surprised.
Well, it's like Uncle Cheat says, and we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't.
That changes everything. God damn it, put him up at the top. I'm just kidding.
Uncle Cheats brought up a good point a couple weeks ago. You don't know until you get 2 or 3 weeks into the season who the real deal is. I mean, we're fairly certain that we know, but you don't know. Think about Cincinnati 2 seasons ago. Where'd that come from, right?
No, no, 100%. And again, guys, remember, this is what they believe is complete team roster-wise, not the best team. This isn't power rankings. This is what they say. If you look at the rosters, who's got the complete team? The reason I would say the Eagles would be number 1 is because their offensive line. I think the Bengals, their offensive line is pretty shaky. They've got an issue with Mixon. I'm surprised that they're 4 if you're looking at the roster. Honestly, I'm not going to be a Cowboys homer, but I will be. I'm surprised the Cowboys are at 5. I would put the Cowboys at no worse than 3 if you're looking at roster, roster to roster. That's just my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong.
Now, I'm surprised Ultra Cowboy is saying that the Cowboys have the most complete roster because he sits here and rips Dak Prescott every week.
That's what but listen, Ultra and I had a nice conversation on Sunday.
Yeah.
His problem with Dak is the playoff Dak. And I said we need Jimmy Butler to have a conversation with Dak. We need Dak to be the Jimmy Butler, right? Just a decent regular season and light it up. So that's where his issue is with Dak. And I mean, Dak in the regular season, I mean, he's won 12 games, 13 games. I forgot, I think 9 games, and that was without Zeke. I think he had another double digit, maybe 10 wins, whatever it was. The regular season, he wins. It's the playoff time. He's had 2 really bad performances, which is the last 2 years, and that's all we remember.
That's when it counts.
No, it does.
Yeah.
And let me ask you one more question. Speaking of the Heat, I told your young son, I said, you bet all that graduation money on the Heat.
Yeah.
I hope he did so because he'd be driving that new Toyota right now.
Love Uncle Cheats giving advice to the youngins.
I tell you, we talked about the Heat before you jumped on, but you being from South Florida, I know that you're a fan of the Heat. You grew up in that area, so it's been fun watching them play. I mean, it's been, as a basketball, just a casual basketball fan, but I like the Heat since back in Ronnie Cycli, Glenn Rice, and Steve Smith and all that. And Harold Miner, right, baby Jordan.
I was down in South Florida at the time. I went to the Heat's very first home win. They beat Utah 101-80. That was Ronnie Cycli. Who was the point guard? Sherman something or other. I forgot. Anyway, it was pretty.
This
cool.
is my man Mark. And we made a little friendly bet. We were talking about a hat. He wanted a Celtics hat, and get me a Heat hat. I feel bad for the man. I almost don't want to accept it because I mean, to get annihilated and embarrassed in the way that they have, I almost feel for my friend.
Celtics fan over there? Is that what we're hearing? But if you're a Boston fan, between the Bruins having the best record in the history of the NHL, losing in 5 games, and now you're getting your asses whipped by the Heat. Well, I can't talk because we got our asses whipped by the Heat too. I had to wear my authentic Miami Heat gear on the show last week because of the bet I made after a few cocktails with his young son.
Yeah. Well,
I told you don't gamble when you're drinking. Didn't I tell you that?
And I didn't listen, Uncle
Chief. I had to wear the shirt.
No, you gotta, you know. But I tell you, they have, it's been fun. It's been fun. And let's see, the Eagles have a lot of question marks on defense. No, I mean, they do. I wouldn't say a lot of question marks. They have some, they lost some starters and they've got some backups. They got some depth. They lost their 2 coordinators. I mean, that's something that they're going to have to make up. But I just say player for player, the difference, the only reason I'd put the Eagles ahead of Kansas City is really that offensive line is still formidable and they've got the really good receivers. So, I mean, I got to give credit where credit is due on the roster. Now, I still think Dallas is a better team. I think when it comes down to playing it on the field, we've seen the dream team of the Eagles. You guys remember that? And they didn't even make the playoffs. We've seen all these teams, the best team money can buy, all of that. So just because you're the best on paper doesn't make you the best on the field. So again, this is just roster stuff. It's for fun. It's not.
That's exactly right.
You don't
know who's going to get hurt, this and that. That's why I don't like betting early games in the season. I want to see everybody.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody play. Injuries, that's the whole key. I mean, who's going to get hurt in preseason? This and that could be out for the year. That could change the whole dynamic of a team.
No, 100%.
Just like that.
100%.
Just like that.
Oh, it's just like you said before, one hit and Zach Wilson's the starting quarterback of the Jets. One hit and 2 is out. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. And the thing, too, is, with the draft, I mean, a lot of people are loving the Eagles. I mean, we saw what happened to the guy they drafted from Georgia, Jalen. Was it Jalen Carter, whatever? And then he's in the car, and he's had trouble. Hopefully that trouble doesn't continue to find him, but you just kind of see, there's still – you're still getting in those ways and getting yourself in bad situations. So we'll see what happens. And again, it's the draft. I've never give draft grades. I kind of laugh at a lot of that. And because I don't think you can give a grade till 2 years after they're playing, because you don't know. They laughed at, and one day I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring up the video, the hype video I did when we got Parsons, and I have all the comments. You can go back into history and how many people laughed at me. They called me an idiot. They said Parsons sucks. Why the hell would you draft him there? A wasted pick. This is why Dallas sucks. I can go down the list, and I'll go clip them and see if I can find those guys and see if they're the same ones as saying Parsons the best player in the NFL, because that's what happens. That's why I don't get too excited. I don't know, Jimmy, you got excited with your draft pick. You got when you got tight end and with Pitts and you're ready to buy tickets to the Super Bowl. I'm not doing that. I'm going to let it play itself out and see what happens.
Hey, you know what though? Taking a step back to the Jets. I don't know if it's hit national yet, but now there's things coming out of the Jets camp that they were kind of putting guys in bad spots last year, playing hurt, kind of pushing them further than they should. Second guy came out today. Somebody I never heard of him, but saying that basically they were putting players at risk by putting them out there in injury where they had injuries that they probably shouldn't have been out there with.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens there if that starts to boil over here in the New York market.
Oh, come on. These guys used to play back then with broken arms, with casts and stuff.
Well,
how many times I said you play hurt?
Right.
You got to play hurt, and we're actually having a legend coming out. Now, he's not a legend, I shouldn't say that. A very good player, 17-year career. So he's one of those guys that's seen a lot of things happen. I always called him the most unluckiest quarterback in NFL history, and I'm talking about Steve DeBerg.
He was a Falcon.
He was a Falcon. I think he did finish his career with the Falcons.
He was everybody, wasn't he?
He was on the 49ers, and he started getting the starting job of the 49ers. They got Joe Montana. Then he ends up going to the Broncos, and they end up getting John Elway. He gets to start. Craig Morton leaves. He gets a job, and then they go draft John Elway. And then he went, I think, the Buccaneers, and they got Steve Young and Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah.
And then he went to Kansas City, and they got Joe Montana again. So he's just like, but
Right.
yeah, I think he played with the Dolphins. Did he play with the Dolphins? I think he finished with the Falcons. He played,
It
a
was the
bunch
Falcons,
of
yeah.
teams. But I would have
Played
had
on
him on.
every team.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
about in the NFL.
He's not
But
only
it's
said
funny.
it all, he's done it all.
But
All right.
But Peyton Manning still talks about him. He studied Steve DeBerg and said he was the best play action quarterback in the NFL history. So
That's your Uncle Cheech. He spell checked himself on the second one. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was wondering what happened there. I was like, what is that leader?
No, I knew what he meant.
But then in one other guy that we're having on down the road, obviously Jeff Bostic of the Redskins back in the day. So he's another one who talks a lot about the players of the past. And then I couldn't get Tony Dorsett. But I think we got Anthony Dorsett. So, he played with the Titans. He played with in the Super Bowl with the Titans and with the Raiders when they played the Bucks. So one of the things that interests me is his opinion, because that was the Bucks when they had Gruden, and the players said they knew everything. They knew everything the Raiders were doing. The Bucks defense did, and their offense did. So I'm curious to ask him if they felt that on the Raiders. Like, dude, we're screwed, man. They know everything that we're doing.
You know what? You gotta have smarts.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the channel, and then more importantly, too, is we're having a fantasy football channel that we got a couple experts that are going to be coming in. Uncle Cheats might make an appearance because they're going to be needing some expert opinion. Jimmy D might be popping in. I may pop in. It's not our show, but they want to jump it on the channel, so we're gonna have some fun with that too. So. Lots going on at the Cowboys Cave. So more importantly, you guys got to make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But let's see here. Let's catch up on the chat, Jimmy. What do we got? We got the Cowboys defense will be better than Philly. Then you had Brandon Cooks on the offense with Gallup in the second year. I agree. I think I can't wait to go to that Cowboys Eagle game, man. There is nothing better. And hopefully Gallup, 2 years removed from that, We'll be back to, if we can get Gallup back to where he was pre-injury, and then of course you got Cooks and you got CD is just getting going on another level every year. I mean, I don't know how, from a passing standpoint, how these teams are going to match up with us.
No, he had ACL, right?
Yeah.
That's always, it's a full season before that's healed.
And then hopefully we play the Falcons in the playoffs, and then that'll
be great. We'll host.
That'll be our guaranteed trip to
host. We're going to take care of our business at home against the Cowboys. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
You know what we got to get for Jimmy's? We got to get Van Note?
Jeff Van Note, man. Yeah.
We got to figure out how to get him on. That'd be a good one.
You know what? I've tried. Like, I try to write the players and DM and all this crap, and it is hard to get that going.
Now you got to have connection.
Then I give up. Well, yeah, you say you're a big shot. You got connections. I mean, damn, you got Uncle Cheech. Talk about
Uncle Cheech is now. That ain't an easy task. We want to talk about the all that's costed every week to have him on here. That's why you don't see him sometimes, because the check didn't clear, and all of a sudden Uncle Cheech ain't coming on he's not going to come on here on the strength. He needs to be paid before he comes on.
He ain't taking that on credit.
Yeah, that would be one. Jamal Anderson.
Yeah, I tried Jamal. I tried him about 3 or 4 times, and he wouldn't. He had a lot of. I think he's a little nervous because he had some issues with the law.
Yeah, shoot, man.
Yeah,
Falcon didn't even know that the Falcons were still a team. He thought maybe they got swallowed up in expansion and maybe moved.
So says Falcon 00. I love it. I love it.
All right, guys.
These people got to go.
All right, Uncle Cheech, we'll see you. We'll see you, man. Take care.
Zio Cheech, ciao. Arrivederci, a presto. Zio Cheech. You know what? I gotta tell you something.
What?
No, I gotta tell you something to everybody who didn't tune into the Thursday night show. I messaged in and I asked Kelly K9 if Carl was gonna get the ban lifted, and Kelly said absolutely not. after the
Yeah,
harassment.
that's, and maybe we got to have a poll out for to see with the fans, and all the subscribers, if they think Carl should be reinstated. Maybe he doesn't even want to be reinstated. He's, he was stalking on Instagram, and he's been kind of quiet lately. So I don't know if he gave up. So I'm not
Might
sure.
have. He might have. He might be scared. Maybe he's a little scared to come on. He might get tore up. But I think you're right. I think a poll would be a good start.
Well, we'll do a poll. We'll find out. What about Michael Vick? We can probably. He's at the.
Well, Mike Tag's brother put up a picture of his pooch the other day, and that was my response. A pic of Mike Vick. I know Uncle Cheech is going to kill me on that one, but
well, and this is the thing, that there is rumors going around that Ultra and Carl are the same person. We've never seen them together in the same spot. So I'm not 100% sure. That's what Kelly's thinking. That's
vicious rumors and propaganda.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. I don't want to speak for Kelly. So
Steve, Steve, I was screwing around with the background here.
That's what I just thinking.
I jumped on here like 6 minutes to go, and I was screwing. I'm like, I got to go.
So you can't adjust your camera because your camera looks like it's too high. I was going to say that. I was like, what do I do?
It was too late. I wasn't going to screw it at that point.
Oh man. Uh-oh. What's Kelly? Kelly probably mud wrestling some pigeon fans.
Damn.
Oh man. Yeah.
Ultra, that was, man. Holy shit.
Carl's Kelly's love child.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but seriously, we have a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on the channel, and I don't want to say it there, but I do get, and I appreciate it. So if ever you guys have any feedback, any suggestions, you guys know where to find myself or Jimmy. I got thick skin. If there's something that you don't like or something, but I always get I got a couple constructive criticisms back. Thankfully, everyone loves me. But some people don't like you. No, I'm just kidding, Jimmy.
Which is fine.
They love you. But sometimes, with Kelly, they provide some constructive criticism on the show. We do appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like I said, we do this for the love, man. It's like no one getting paid here. I mean, we come on here. We have a good time. Like I said, Jimmy and I, this is something we talked about doing. I don't know how many years ago it's been, Jimmy. It's been, since we're kids, prank calling radio stations. It's one day we're going to have a radio show, and we didn't know it evolved to this. So it's a lot of fun. So that's why we do it. But if there's topics that we're missing that you want us to focus more on, or conversations, or guests, if there's people that are good to try and get on, just let me know. Any luck?
Not for me, man. It's not easy.
Oh, writing them to come on the show? Nah, most of them. It's not easy. It's a lot of the guests that I get, or friends in the industry of sports and stuff like that know someone that knows someone that knows someone. And then honestly, as you get more guests, you get a Switzer that gives you what I call street cred. So if you try and reach out to a Campo or someone else, they legitimizes you a little bit. So. To get autographs? Absolutely, my friend. I'm sorry. That's a hobby. Jimmy, you never got into that, did you?
No, I got a lot of my autographs I got in person, but I never wrote out for them. I did write out one recently, not an athlete, but I wrote, remember Ted Stryker from Airplane, Robert Hayes? Half bagged one night, week before last. And I stumbled on this. It says you can write them and he'll send back an autograph. So I'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, I can get you. There's a website. If you got a pen handy, I'm going to hook you up. You can go to sportscollectors.net, and that's basically a collection group of people who love collecting autographs and things like that. And they have the players' addresses on there, and they also will tell you the successes that you have. So you can go ahead and send a card. Some of them charge money. Like if you want to get like Ryan Sandberg, if you're a baseball fan, I think he's like $10. Eric Dickerson, I think
$10. Ryan Sandberg.
You can get Tony Dorsett. I think Tony Dorsett is $10 or $20. I can't remember. But Ed Too Tall Jones, I got his rookie card signed. I sent it to him. It was $10. I think Drew Pearson's $20. So anyway, there's a lot of ways you can get it. Now, a lot of them signed free. The tip I will give any of you guys, if you want to, the older guys are nicer. Trying to get these new guys, the best way that if you want to get a new guy's autograph, like let's say Mozzie, the best thing to do is send to the training camp. When training camp starts, send to the young guys quickly. There was one time I sent a helmet to Terrence Newman just for the hell of it. Did his rookie year, and he sent it back, personalized it, and sent it back, signed it. So I haven't done that in a long, long time, but you can send cards or pictures. Always put a self-addressed stamped envelope in with it. And you guys, it's a lot of fun, man. I got probably 1,000 autograph cards laying around.
That's a good one, Ultra. You know what? Maybe lacks a little class, but it's fun.
He might do that. I don't know. You know, he does autograph signing. And then obviously, if you guys live in the Dallas area, there's so many card shows, and they do. I know Rocket Ismail, Bob Lilly. There's a bunch of guys that are doing signings all around, and they're usually, those guys are going to be more reasonable than if you're trying to get CeeDee Lamb or Micah Parsons. You're gonna pay some coin for that. So.
Yeah, and you know what? That's just like you said. The guys, new generation. A lot of these guys too, the newer guys, they have the sports groups they work with that prohibit them from
actually can't sign anything.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but hey, like Uncle Cheat said, it's all about the Chicago, right?
No, and I tell you, the coolest thing is like some of the new guys. It's like they didn't learn. Like my son, honestly, swear to God, I'm not dogging. He doesn't know cursive that well because they didn't teach it in the few years that he was in school. They stopped teaching cursive and just did print. So he doesn't have a good signature. And you get some of these players and you look at their autographs, like, dude, I like Trayvon Diggs. All he signs is a T and a D, and man, I don't know. To me, the signature is the cool thing. Like I'm looking at Roy Williams, Tony Dorsett, Herschel Walker, Tony Rudd. I mean, they got a cool signature. That Emmitt Smith has a beautiful signature, and that's half. Like if you're displaying something, you want to display something. Zeke Elliott, he has like when you pay for it and he signs his full name, he's got the best signature of anyone I've ever gotten.
No, but you know what? Remember we got a mutual friend who went and got Hakeem Olajuwon's autograph on a basketball. Paid like $100 for it, and he waited in line for an hour. But he only signed his first name. That's it. He didn't sign his whole name. Now, can you imagine dropping whatever it was $75, $100? It's like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and he only signed his first name.
Who was that?
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, that happened to Louis too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that
Big
was
Lou.
I was in line with. That was longer than 10 years ago, dude. That was when we were living in Creek, still lived back home. That was back in the 90s.
20-something years ago. Damn.
Oh no, because it was Emmitt Smith was signing that same show, that same weekend. It was Hakeem Olajuwon one day, and it was Emmitt Smith the next. That's what I thought you said. Yeah. Yeah, and Moose is awesome. He's got a good signature as well.
He's a USFL commissioner, isn't he? Moose.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Or Ichiro, man, you got his signature. That is his signature. Some money. You get that on there. But yeah, as you can see, I love memorabilia and I love collecting and getting the opportunity to get some of this stuff signed. So it's one of those hobbies. I don't know, man. It's like I was looking at. That's why I started. Actually, I've got a lot of doubles and triples of cards, so I started selling them on eBay, and because it's like, what are you going to do with all this stuff? And then I'm looking around in this room, and I'm like, man, what am I going to do with all this stuff? So it's you get to a point where you got too much, and what the hell are you going to do? Obviously, Jimmy needs a little bit. He's just got Yankees.
No, you know what it is. No, I got my stuff in the other. We talked about this before. I got my stuff in the other room, and the problem is. This is my kids at here, most of the time on this computer, and I don't want my shit broken on accident or whatever because he's playing the friggin' video games and smashing and everything. I don't want that.
No, I get it, man. I get it.
I got MSG. I got all sorts of stuff out in the other room. Through the curtain over there.
And the Tour of the Star, that to me is better than the stadium tour. So. I highly recommend that if you haven't done it, Steven, if you're in for a good time if you go there, because the cool thing with that one, and we saw a couple players there, depending on when you go, I mean that's their place of work. So you can run into Jerry Jones. You can run into some of the coaches. We saw some of the coaches there. We were there on a Saturday before the game, so you saw some coaches there. Sometimes if you go in the right time, the players are working out. It's much more of an intimate experience because it's real life, and but you can't go in the locker rooms. At least when I was there, you couldn't go in the locker room. I don't know if it was a game thing or permanently that way because they were active, but it's definitely it's one of the best tours. And I did a reel or TikTok, whatever it was, that Beetlejuice thing that's going around.
Yeah.
It inspired me because I was there for the Eagles game. I went on a tour and I laughed because Eagle fans were there. They paid for the tour to go look at our 5 Super Bowl trophies, but then they talk shit about them because they got the one. So I sent a little reminder of that. That was fun.
They're paying their hard-earned money to Jerry to go see all the Cowboys memorabilia.
I know. It's
what a bunch of dummies.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good. But anyway, always, like I said, we always have a good time. This time of year, thankfully, we got some good basketball. We got the Heat handling that business, slapping some teams around, especially the Celtics. I said that again from my man Mark, who's hopefully there and appreciating what I told him what was going to happen. He didn't want to believe it, but now he sees it with his own eyes, the beating that they gave them. And then obviously, the Lakers and Nuggets, but the hockey playoffs. So we've got some things, but NFL is a little slow going. So we're trying to find some topics to pass the time until training camp gets going.
Well, it's funny because, it's Tampa Bay that had, between the Bucks and the Lightning for a few years there. Now it's moved south. And it looks like you could have both the Heat and the Panthers in the respective finals at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't see how it's not going to happen. I can't see a reversal of fortune like that.
Don't go block me. You appreciate it. I'm looking forward to hanging out with Mark, though. He's going to be at the Jets game, I believe. So I haven't met him in person, but we're going to have some fun there. So I'm looking forward to it. So. But so it's fun. I just want the Heat to put them away tomorrow, which I think they will. I think Boston is just a defeated team, and I think they just want to get this thing over with.
They look defeated.
It
reminds me of the way the Knicks looked in Game 4 against the Heat, just done, defeated. Again, the Heat are playing gritty. There's no way the Celtics are coming back. No way.
Yeah. Well, we got to get Jimmy. Jimmy, we got to get you a tour at the Star so you can see some trophies.
Clarence B. Who's Beeks a fan of? Who does he like? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
He's high. He's a coward. Because we give.
Are you scared?
We give opportunities. Remember, there's times, hey, you want to call in, you can do this, which we got to get back to that. Yeah. And he had his opportunity. Carolina, boy, Mark, I'm starting to wonder if you're a jinx. Celtics, Carolina. I mean, you got a lot of. I don't know if I want you being a Cowboys fan.
Eddie Mush, you're gonna get mushed, man. I look at. I'm rooting for the Panthers. I don't see any way that between, like I said, Kachuk, who I think is the best player in either league right now in the respective conference finals, and Bobrovsky playing in goal like that, I just don't see it.
Yeah. Well, we got to give Clarence some love. Then he's a Cowboys fan.
So. Okay. Well, all right. So I can't say.
What are you gonna do? It's just, we gotta figure it out. But anyway. So
hey, Steve, next week, Steve, I'm either gonna have the camera fixed or the booster chair.
You know what you need to do? You got to get the game because I like the Yankees would be a little bit higher. I would have the Yankees. You got to get some tape and you got to make sure you're doing everything. You got to get the Yankees just the name of the Yankees above the head, and then what you do is on the side. You add a few things, and you got a nice background going. You're working on it. You're not to the tag standard, but you're getting there. It's a baby steps. It just takes time, baby. Just takes time.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby shit alongside of what that dude's doing.
Oh man. Oh, there you go. Yeah. No, Clarence Beeks ain't Carl. That's that's for damn sure.
See, now there's a lot of controversy about Carl and who he is, or if it's a fake name.
So Ultra confirmed there is discounts for Falcons fans. That might be.
I appreciate that, Ultra.
For you, so it gets you going.
Right. And yes, I got to be attacked right now. Everybody's attacking me. Jeez, man, kicking a man while he's down.
I
I got no
know.
teams in the playoffs right now.
I know. If you're there, you make sure you hit that like button, man. That spreads the word. It does.
You know what
All
it
you
is?
gotta do is click the like. It doesn't cost you nothing to do it. It's easy.
I'm getting more of a beatdown this week in the chat than I was last week when I had to sport the authentic Miami Heat gear.
Oh,
You're gonna give me a complex, man.
I know. Should I lower it? Should I go like this?
Yeah.
I go like that.
I
don't know what to do with Jimmy.
I was gonna say something, but I was setting myself up to get my ass kicked even worse.
I know,
So,
and I should have said something sooner. I didn't even think about it. And I'm sitting there talking. I was like, God, yeah, he seems low to me. And then I'm glad I figured I'd play it off and see.
I switched it up last minute, and it was time to go on. I said, I ain't screwing with this right now.
Well, that's it. So, hey, yeah, you get the discount tour, and if you need to, I'll chip in as well. I think they did. I don't know if they're going to do it for our season ticket holders this year, but last year they gave us free passes. And I'll give you a pass, Jimmy.
So actually, I'd rather prefer you guys buy my drinks. That'll work for me. Just buy me some booze. You think that? How do you think you'll make out on that one?
I remember calling you after the Super Bowl. Maybe it wasn't right after, because I do have most of our friends have no mercy. I mean, they probably called you the second it ended. Oh, yeah. I think I waited a day, and either you picked it up, you said something, you're like, I just need 3 more days, man. And then you just kind of like hung up. You just said something like that.
See, I didn't duck the call.
I was respectful, because I still say that had to have been the worst feeling as a sports fan, because you guys had it and you won it, and it was going to be your first Super Bowl. And there's nothing better than the first time of anything, and especially a Super Bowl. And I still remember, 92, just God, everything about the game I can remember. And you guys just were dominating. I mean, I'm not a Brady fan, so I was a Falcon fan, man. I'm like, dude, whoop their ass. And then you see the tide turn, and it's like, what in the hell are they doing? Why are they doing that? And it's just, but I couldn't imagine as a fan being 10 times into it as you were. That had to have been tough.
No, with Kyle Shanahan, when he started calling those plays and throwing the ball, I'm like, what the hell is he doing? We had a great running game. We should have just played smash mouth football, and that's it. Run the clock. He's throwing, 15, 20-yard passes. And then once that interception happened, I said, man, this is going to go downhill fast. It just made no sense. It was awful play calling. You can say what you want. We were up 28-3. My mother could have called a better offensive, play calling in the second half. You run the ball. You play to win the game.
If they run the ball, the game's over.
Right, exactly.
3 and out every time. There wasn't going to be enough time for them to do it. Do you drink your Bud Light through a straw, Jimmy?
No, I don't drink anything through a straw. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Now listen. This is a serious question. This is a serious question for the audience, because I know someone, and I'm not going to mention names. He's a friend of mine, and he drinks liquor. So he drinks a heavy liquor all night, and then we end up at this karaoke bar for the ending. Maybe have a cigar or something like that, and he switches to beer, but he drinks the beer through a straw. Now, why? Well, he says, now I want to give you his reason. So and I want you guys to be serious if you're still hanging with us. Is he says it's because he's worried about the germs on the glass, so that's why he wants to drink it through a straw.
That's fair.
So I mean, would you guys think? I think it's weird, and I keep telling the dude, he's like, dude, and he does all the time. We go to the same places, so they bring out the beers, and they'll bring my wife a beer, me a beer, and him a beer, and the one beer will have a straw in it, because they remember that he always has it. When we go there, he has the beer with the straw. So I don't know. I want your opinions, because I'm going to cut this up and I'm going to play it for him and see what he says. Okay, so here's one. All right. So
no, you know what? You know what it is. At first, I thought it was maybe because it was later in the night. He was trying to dial down his intake a little bit.
Well, no, that's why he goes to beer, but he's drinking it through a straw. That's the question.
What's that mean? If you're drinking through a straw, you're probably drinking it slower. Me, I just stick to the hard liquor. It kills all the germs. I ain't got to worry about nothing.
All right. Well, then we got a little feminine. I'm going to play this for him, because I want him to, and I'm not hating whatever way it is. They wash him in the same sink as the liquor glasses, but he drinks his liquor through a straw too, which I don't know if you have drink, like if you're doing a straight like a liquor and water or 7 and 7, whatever. Yeah. Usually you drink that through a straw though, right?
I'm not tiny straws. One of those.
Yeah, I'm not a big liquor. I don't drink hard liquor much.
Liquor? So. Didn't even know her. No, you know what? That's the thing. If you're drinking let's say, good scotch on the rocks or bourbon, neat or on the rocks, whatever it might be, you're not drinking that through a straw. But if you're drinking, like you said, a 7 and 7 or like a strong mix, a lot of times they'll put that little straw in there, and that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been sounds like he needs AA. Well, that's a little harsh, but we're gonna find this out.
What does it say? Do you use
hand signs and shaking his hand? If not, start it.
That's a great idea, Falcon.
Oh no, it's a good dude. It is a good dude. I'm gonna leave it at that. I was just having fun with him.
Do I know him? Do I know him?
Huh?
Do I know him?
I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do.
We'll talk about that.
We'll leave it at that because I don't want to get sued.
That's fine.
No, I'm just
for defamation.
Hey, but to each is their own. It doesn't bother me. But hey, again, we had a great time, man. Hour and 15. We're hanging with you guys, and we appreciate the chat. It's always a good time. And like I said, this is hard. I'm going to tell you what, Jimmy and I, this is work. Once football starts, this is going to be easy money, and we're going to have a lot of fun because, when football gets going, I get going all day. So,
well, you know what? I'm going to have plenty of glory this upcoming season. People are going to owe me engraved apologies toward the end of this upcoming season.
No, so you guys, I appreciate you hanging with us, especially during, the offseason. But we're building out audience. We're building the audience, and we can talk about all sports. So any other topics that you guys want us to hit on, man, that's what the chat's for. That's what you guys can find Jimmy on Twitter. If you're not following him, what the hell's your problem? Make sure you're following him. Make sure you're following me. Let us know your thoughts. If there's any, like I said, any suggestions, anything you want to see, just hit us up. But I appreciate it. And thank you for all the support. And what does that say? Send me something. Send me
the hat.
That address. Man.
Throw the damn towel.
I sent him the Rocky 4, the trainer, because Heat were up 30. I felt bad.
Yeah, Tony was a trainer, right?
What?
Tony was a trainer, right?
Yes, that was Tony.
Tony.
Yeah. Hey, so again, we'll see you guys next time, man. We appreciate it. Again, Wednesday, Ian Beckles. We're going to be talking some Cowboys Eagle rivalry with a former Eagle. We're going to mix it up a little bit. He's got a great personality, radio guy, TV guy, former NFL player for 10 years with the Bucs and Eagles. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that, and then we'll be knocking some Cowboy stuff out with Kelly K9. And you won't see me on Coffee and Cowboys because I'm going to be relaxing in the Bahamas somewhere for the weekend. So I'll be chilling there, but I may pop in to say hello.
Well, you know what? I say we got it, and I know I've seen it on other channels. People can actually put up a poll and they can only vote once. And we got to do a vote on Carl. I don't know. Ask Kelly. Kelly's running that show. See what
I'm
Kelly
going to talk to Kelly. Man, we're going to get Kelly to post it because he's I didn't block him. Let's just be right. Real. I didn't block him. Did you block him?
No.
That leaves Kelly. Kelly's the only one who can take him off block. I mean, that's right. Kelly's decision. Just like if you blocked, if you block someone, I got to respect it as a member of the show. You have that someone's being disrespectful. You got to have that authority, and we got to make sure we respect each other's decisions. So
appreciate that, man.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Well, have a good time, man. You guys have a great week. Enjoy the game tonight. You're going to see LeBron get swept, and then tomorrow you're going to see my Miami Heat handle that business and get rid of them Celtics, send them packing, make Mark upset. That way, then he can focus all his attention on the Cowboys moving forward. But we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for everything. Appreciate all the chat.
Now you Eagles get ready, because you might not like it, but you will learn to love it because we are the best thing going today. Now can you dig it?